Hi guys, AzureAce here and I am back with another Danganronpa 3 Future Arc episode discussion. Today I'm going to be covering episode 8 entitled Who Killed Cock Robin? Yeah, the episode title does seem a bit weird, I know, but there is meaning behind it. Who Killed Cock Robin is a nursery rhyme that has been more so used in modern times as a kind of murderer archetypal thing. So just from that alone, it's going to all be about the murder of Sonosuke Izuyoi in this episode. We're going to find out things about that. But now the episode. It was good, not as good as episode 6, but it's definitely up there with the best of the future episodes without a doubt. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. So the episode begins in a flashback in front of Hope's Peak Academy with Kizakura surprisingly outside with a teacher who happens to actually be the PE teacher from Despair Arc episode 2, the one who fainted when Akane and Nekomaru were fighting. And they have armour on and assault rifles, so they're in a war zone. There's multiple cannons and just so many guns and stuff firing from the academy. So what I presume this is actually the fight to take back Hope's Peak during the first school life of mutual killing in Danganronpa 1. They charge forward after destroying multiple turrets with this big rocket launcher thing. However, a huge cannon appears and fires at them, sadly killing the PE teacher right in front of Kizakura, showing blood on his left hand, which is going to be a very interesting and major plot point later in the episode, as you'll see. After the opening finishes, we switch to the Future Foundation in the present day as the chopper outside is still firing at Hagakure and he's still alive somehow. However, just in the nick of time, a rocket comes flying out of nowhere and destroys the chopper. And who is it that did that? It's our boy Byakuya and the members of the Foundation who have finally arrived at the building to save the others. We switch back to Naegi and Asahina, who are still wondering about the revelation given by Monika that in the last episode that said someone is going to die by Naegi's actions. Komaru says that she's still waiting for Makoto to come and get her, then Toko starts saying that Komaru and Makoto have incestuous sibling complexes, which is kinda funny, but after that the connection between them cuts, so sadly Komaru will not be taking control of Miyaya like I had hoped. There is a small reference to Asahina's little brother Yuta Asahina, who sadly died in Ultra Despair Girls. After that, the Miyaya robot starts going into auto remote mode, so Asahina and Naegi run out of the room in case something happened. But oh boy, that was a bad decision as they stop in their tracks, as who faces them? It's Munakata, who still has the black eye ability and also has his new katana with him as well, the one taken from the room that Kirigiri's group is in right now. So he takes it out of the sheath and points it at Naegi, calling him a despair. But out of nowhere, Miyaya bursts out of the wall in front of Naegi and Asahina and starts to scan Munakata, whereupon he cuts her head off. But that's okay because the scarf on her body literally picks the head back up and puts it on, turning into this mech fighting robot thing, and she starts to fight with Munakata. Naegi and Asahina get out, but before they go, Munakata kind of pulls the handle of the katana, and it looks as though the katana starts to go on fire or have a very hot blade of some sort. I'm trying to kind of ask around and see if the kanji that you can see on the katana's handle when he pulls it is the kanji for something maybe. It doesn't look like anything I've ever seen before. But we switch to Kirigiri's group and they're still investigating the room. Ruka has put her jacket over Sonosuke now, with Kizakura going around and disarming all of the traps in the room that Sonosuke set. And there's such a large pile in front of them, it's crazy how many traps he set. And again, Ruka is trying to pry them away from the room, but Kirigiri's still having none of it. She finds an odd scratch on the ground and finds that this one bookcase is further forward than the rest of them. However, Ruka, quote unquote, falls over the traps that Kizakura disarmed, and then Kizakura starts going on about how he thinks Ruka is trying to impede the investigation, and then saying that he's heard rumours that Ruka wants to go independent from the Future Foundation and start her own group. And then he asks something odd, come on, you're on the Vice President's side, haven't you heard anything? As the door bursts open and Sakakura walks in and notices Sonosuke's dead body, then says it's no big deal because he's there to kill them anyway. We switched back to Byakuya and Hagakure, with Hagakure and the Foundation workers setting explosives on the rubble blocking the entrance. Nothing too interesting in this scene, but we switch again back to Kirigiri's group and my god, Sakakura is beating them all up as Kirigiri, Kizakura, Ryota and Ruruka are all down on the ground. He pulls out a knife and walks towards Kirigiri, but Kizakura throws a book at him in order to distract him, and then confirms that Sakakura's NG code is that he cannot fight anyone barehanded, whereupon he also reveals his own NG code, which is that he cannot open his left hand, which, like I said, plays into what happens at the beginning. As you saw, his hand was clenched as the blood of the PE teacher splattered onto it. Kizakura is trying very hard to antagonise Sakakura here, saying that with Chisa gone, all Munakata has to rely on is a violent thug in Sakakura, where something very interesting happens. Kizakura says that Sakakura has a very long history of screwing things up, and we then get flashes of the past, with Sakakura lying on the ground with blood coming out of his mouth and Junko laughing. In Danganronpa 0 we know the entire security team was wiped out. Is this part of that moment? Are we gonna get some Danganronpa 0 stuff in the next Despair episode? Sakakura gets angry and lunges towards him, however he steps on a button as a spear comes out of a painting behind Kizakura and stabs Sakakura in the shoulder, pinning him onto the wall but not killing him. He asks Kirigiri if she still wants to investigate and she says she does, walking forward, and then Ruruka just cemented her place as the most hated Danganronpa character of all time as she pulls out a detonator and presses it, exploding the ground beneath Kirigiri, making her fall to her death. But fortunately and unfortunately, Kizakura stretches out his left arm and opens his hand to catch Kirigiri, setting off the jingle on the bracelet as the poison starts to seep into him, turning him purple but still clinging to Kirigiri, and with the last of his strength he pulls her up to safety. He smiles and we get a flashback to the iconic picture of Kirigiri as a child and Jin holding her up that we see in Danganronpa 1, and it turns out that it was actually Kizakura who took the picture in the first place, as he falls down into the pit, all the while saying and smiling, "Well, I kept my promise, Jin," as Koichi Kizakura regrettably becomes our 7th victim of this killing game. And it's all down to Ruruka's fault. Oh, I hate Ruruka so much right now. Kizakura was turning out to be one of my favourite characters, and as soon as we saw that flashback of him at the start of the episode, I knew that was a death flag for sure, that he was going to die in this episode, or something very bad was going to happen to him in this episode. Ryota questions why Ruruka did that, and she says it's because she wants them all to die, of course. And we get another confirmation that all this time Sonosuke was under the control of Ruruka's sweets, as she feeds one to Sakakura who becomes controlled by them. Ruruka tells him to kill Ryota and Kirigiri, but he snaps out of it rather quickly, and we finally get that old school Kirigiri back as she turns all detective on Ruruka, confirming that Ruruka was the one that killed Sonosuke, and that the key to solving this murder will get them out of the building and out of the killing game. Ruruka tries to argue back, saying he was killed by the attacker, but Kirigiri tells us that it was actually his NG code that killed him, and that it was framed to look like the attacker killed him. Kirigiri confirms what we already suspected since the beginning, that his NG code was that he cannot eat anything, where she licks her finger, saying his saliva is sweet and that he had something sugary in his mouth. Ruruka again continues to refute, but she walks over to the bookcase and throws it down, revealing the Monokuma door to them. She and Ryota walk over to the door of the room and says that Ruruka's NG code is that she cannot let anyone escape the game arena. Sonosuke found the door that would lead them to the exit, so Ruruka killed him to stop him from getting out and setting off her NG code. Sakakura drops the spear and says he's done with the game and begins to try and pry the door open with his hands, with Ruruka obviously trying to stop him, but you know what? Do it, Sakakura. I don't like you, but do it. Get out, kill Ruruka. I want to see her die before Future is done. She does not deserve to live after this episode, honestly. This will redeem Sakakura for me. Kirigiri and Ryota start running as Ryota asks why Kirigiri saved her like that, and she says she doesn't know. Ryota calls that cold as she throws off her jacket, saying, "That's because I'm a detective." That's right, the old Kirigiri is back, everyone, as the episode ends there. However, we're not done yet, as we get another after credits scene as they explode the rubble and get inside the building. Byakuya tells Hagakure to wait outside, and as they are inside the building, an assistant finds what appears to be a dead person at the desk and touches them. However, the person's eyes turn red and alarms go off in the building. When we switch to Naegi and Asahina, and Naegi says that he won't let anyone else die, which we should all know by now is a major death flag, as the building starts to violently shake as we switch back to see the future foundation building collapsing down. So does this mean Byakuya is dead? Is this what Monica meant? Is Byakuya our 8th victim to this killing game? We won't know till episode 9, but it looks very likely that Byakuya is our next victim. This also furthermore fuels my theory that they are in a different building, because this would mean everyone in the killing game is dead as well. And if you look very closely at the bottom of this frame, you can very slightly see there may be a building underneath the water, like many, including myself, believe to be the case, but this could just be down to the water reflecting the building collapsing. But with that being said, it's time for my overall judgments of this episode. This was a brilliant episode again from Danganronpa 3. This series just consistently puts out good episodes, so really, so much to discuss. Sakakura and Ruruka. If Sakakura can get that door open, it looks like Ruruka is going to be the next one to die. Hopefully. I really seriously want her to die before this thing is done. She deserves it because of all the things she's done. She's killed Sonosuke. She's basically killed Kimura, because Kimura gets so, distraught over everything that happened. She's killed Kizakura, and it's just crazy to think that people still defend her. I've actually got a Twitter poll going right now. It's got around 5 days left, and as of right now it has 51 votes, and I have 4 people. I have Ruruka, Junko, Munakata and Sakakura on it, and right now Ruruka is winning with a massive 67% of the votes. That's utterly crazy, so it's fair to see that absolutely no one likes Ruruka anymore, with Junko having 16, Munakata having 10 and Sakakura having 7. But hopefully Sakakura can get out, that way he can be redeemed in my eyes. So also, the building collapsing. Is Byakuya gonna die because of that? You don't survive an entire skyscraper building collapsing on top of you, so hopefully Byakuya isn't dead. I really don't want him to die. He's one of my favourite characters, but it may be time that one of the Danganronpa 1 characters do have to kick the bucket after that Asahina troll back in episode 2. But this also might mean Hagakure is dead as well, because he was right outside that building. So it's just going to be so painful to see that either one of them are dead. I know a lot of people don't like Hagakure, but I like him. He's an idiot, but he's our idiot. The final thing I want to talk about in this overall judgment is Munakata. What is really going on with him? He seems so detached from reality right now. Is it the drugs that are doing this to him? Is it that he's falling into despair and becoming an ultimate despair himself? We don't know what's happening to him right now. All we know is that he's fighting Miyaya. But that's all for this video, as we only have 9 survivors remaining. But nevertheless, if you guys like this video, please leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. Share this amongst your friends. I've been AzureAce, and thank you for coming to the video.
It is I, Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, and you're watching AzureAce. Subscribe for more content like this one.